I make this in relation to the video that I'm going to stitch onto this. Woman who was unhappy with the way the house was, brought it up, was evicted, is now blacklisted, 126 applications, 126 rejections.
Amanda's roof started to leak. She didn't want to hassle her landlord. But then the oven broke and the fireplace. So she took her landlord to court to get it fixed. Now she and her family are homeless and claim they've been blacklisted from getting a new rental.
For someone to kick us out because I wanted a fireplace fixed and then not to care that we've got nowhere, it's just wrong.
I'm trying to go about things the right way these days, but the more I seem to do it, the more I seem to get kicked in the teeth. Unfortunately, my brain is not the best at retaining shit on the best of days, but this is an extensive list as well. So when we got this house 7 years ago, the rent was $220 per week. Fair for a small little 3x1 brick house. It is now $550 a week. The real estate has not only been beyond useless, they have been extremely unprofessional time and time again. The fences were broken when we moved in, leaning and cracked on one side and missing panels entirely on the other. Even after multiple quotes, they have not been fixed. 7 years later, one person took one look at them and said, "I'm not touching broken asbestos." One tradesman who came out said he remembered this being a grow house back in the day, and the black mould that was covering the entirety of the main bedroom, walls, roof, floor, said it has essentially been painted over because it has come back with a vengeance. He sprayed it with the eucalyptus spray, and we were left with no carpet in the main bedroom for over a year and a half, leaving the other two rooms unusable due to the contents of main bedroom being separated between the other rooms. We have been living in the lounge room for the majority of the time that we have occupied this house, because the lounge room is the only room with air conditioning, and the other end of the house is unlivable due to the clay oven we live in because of the dodgy installation and lack of air conditioning throughout the rest of the house. Speaking of air conditioning, the ceiling fan wobbles, literally wobbles, and the air conditioning was only replaced because of several complaints about the old one not working, and the house was advertised with an air conditioning, so it must have air conditioning. The pipes then had to be inspected because the new ones played up and there was a weird smell coming out of it. The repairman found dead rats lodged in the piping. We have had severe problems with rodents, spiders and caterpillars, to which we constantly get dismissed by the real estate. The soap dish in the bath was broken and was only replaced when it filleted my back, literally to the bone. The bath has had a rusty hole that only gets bigger each year and poses a tetanus risk to not only us, but our children unsupervised in the bathroom. The front door frame has leaked for years due to damage in the roofing and consequently has warped and also left the eaves mouldy, and also the doors are dodgy because the door frame is warped. We've been locked out the front and I've had to push through and ultimately have to replace the locks myself. The bedroom doors don't even shut properly. I've shown you that in a previous video. You can literally open and shut them with your finger on top of the door handle because none of the shit lines up. The carpet in the bedrooms have stains and we were blamed for them until we confronted the real estate with property report photos from the previous tenants. Ceiling fans not working, resulting in paint coming off the walls. Lack of water pressure and hot water due to inadequate hot water systems. Drainage issues in the bathroom and toilet, resulting in shower and bath water coming out of the drains or the bathroom sink, bringing with it stagnant water left in the piping. The real estate principal, Josh, has been out to the property, and when we confronted him with a list of problems, his remark astounded me. Like, I wanted to punch him in the face. He said, and I quote, "People are living in worse conditions for more each week," which is a disgusting stance and one I want reprimanded, which I will do so in due time through REWA. The health risks posed to us by the negligent property management team is unacceptable. plus the mental anguish that this has caused both me and my wife for the duration of residing in this property is overwhelming. I run a charity helping the homeless and have little to no room for the constant influx of donations, and asked the real estate for the possibility of a small shipping container on the front lawn to be able to continue helping those who need it with supplies, but was met with a stern and quick no, which I'm not even sure the new owner had been even asked. Ultimately, with the cost of living and rent rises each year, I'm almost at the point whereby my charity may end up having to cease or end up supporting ourselves. I know we have slipped behind a couple of times, but that is because the constant fucking upping in rent. They don't ask for a bond top up each time they up the rent, and then they've fucking hit us with it was over $1,000 fucking bond top up, which is just moronic and stupid and fucking unacceptable. I'm done with the unprofessionalism. I am writing this letter to the owner. I'm going around the real estate, and I'm really hoping that she takes it on board. She's a new owner. The old owner passed away, so this has been passed down to her. She hasn't seen the property once, and I'm really hoping that we can work civilly without having to take this further. Regardless, I'm taking the real estate to court. I'm taking everyone to court. I will set the world on fire this year for what is right. In saying all of this, though, I know I risk upsetting the new owner and possibly losing the privilege of living in a house with my wife, having somewhere for my son to call a second home, my wife's daughter to come and see her mum. And after watching this last video, I'm petrified. We're trying to do things the right way, but for what reason? When the small guy just constantly gets kicked in the fucking teeth. The fact that the rent keeps going up every 6 to 12 months is disgusting, and it's illegal. If the property team or the owner is not keeping up to date with the maintenance and they still keep up in the rent, that is illegal. So that's hopefully something that is addressed, seen, taken on board. I'm not expecting the new owner to have to take all this on. I just want her to drop the real estate and she can recoup what costs I'm asking for by having the rent reduced, or obviously we're not going to get back paid for the fact that they've been illegally upping the rent for the last couple of years, but I want her to drop the real estate because we have not had a rent inspection in well over 6 months due to their inability to follow procedures correctly, thereby giving us the correct time to have the property available for viewing, and then they forget. Also forget that the new owner isn't the person that lives here, and they've sent us mail to her, which is the only reason I found out who it was. I'm fucking done with the little guy being screwed over and the only one held accountable for our actions. So I'm done.